Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The international break is over. We play Brentford this weekend at Old Trafford. A tough game, a big game, if you look at all the circumstances surrounding Manchester United. And of course, there was a lot of talk of Ten Hag in the international break getting sacked. Was he going to get sacked? The media were creating stories. But we'll be doing the preview against Brentford today. And the last game against Aston Villa was not much to write about. And if you're wondering why I didn't do a review of that game, even though there was nothing to review about the game because we couldn't score goals, we certainly defended well enough to get a draw and a clean sheet, Evans being man of the match. But there wasn't much to speak about that game. It was a forgettable game, in my opinion. But the reason why I haven't really been making a video since then is because I myself, like Manchester United, had over the international break here and there a few injuries to the players. We'll speak about that later. I myself also had an injury where I basically was playing a bit of sport in my hometown. And of course, what happened is I cracked a few metatarsals, bones inside my fingers, and I had to be at the hospital for a couple of days, get it treated and everything. And yeah, I've been, taking the medication necessary, resting when I can, but that's the main reason why I haven't been making videos. But if you think about it, there hasn't been news to speak about really over the international break because the journalists were creating stories. Like Ten Hag said in his press conference, they were creating fairy tales, to try and get him sacked or to create a narrative that he is going to get sacked. But he's still here. He's still the Manchester United manager for now. I think, like the thumbnail says, he's safe for now only because the next couple of fixtures that we have, Brentford, Fenerbahce, Chelsea, etc., and others, it's going to be a tough set of fixtures. And if we don't get through them with good results and good performances, then Ten Hag's job will definitely be under pressure again. Not that it's not under pressure, but it will be under pressure as per normal, with what is expected of him and Manchester United as a club as a whole. But let's talk about Brentford for a moment. And Thomas Frank, their manager, has done a very good job at Brentford, and to the point that, in terms of certain reports, he's looked at being the next manager to replace Eric Ten Hag, depending on who you believe and where you read these reports. That is what has been said. He's been put on a short list. Should Ten Hag be sacked, he is one of the managers that the United board will be looking at to bring in as Manchester United manager. I myself, nope, I'm not convinced of him being good enough to be a Manchester United manager, but he himself will take this game as an opportunity, as a dress rehearsal, as an audition, a job interview, if you want to put it that way, in front of, Omar Barada, Wilcox, at Dan Ashwood, etc., to want to come and win at Old Trafford and show that, what, I can be the Manchester United manager should you decide to make a change away from Eric Ten Hag. And we know the likes of Mboimo, that he has a new signing, Schade that they got from Germany, Wisser as well, Ayer, Damsgaard, etc. These are players that we know on their day can be dangerous, and Brentford are quite aggressive. This season, they've been scoring goals very, very early, in games with a tactic that they use that seems to be working all the time, excepting in their most recent draw that they had in their previous game. But it is a tactic that works, and they probably will try it against us. They will try and start fast. They will press us. They will be confident in themselves to come to Manchester United, come to Old Trafford, and get a win. Thomas Frank himself will be telling the teams, hey, listen, we can beat Manchester United. So if we are not ready for that, they can certainly blow us over. And then again, Ten Hag will be under pressure. Questions will be asked. And again, it will be looked at, is he good enough to manage Manchester United in the long term? So this game is massive if you look at all of those things that are being put into this one particular game. And for us, as United fans, it's difficult. We are supposed to be looking at teams like Brentford and expecting to win. But with the way we've been playing, our inconsistent performances being either a good performance, and we get a win, or a bad performance and we end up conceding 3+ goals, which can happen in this game, it is very, very scary to know that Brentford will come to Old Trafford with confidence and feel that they can win. And not just win, but also play better than us. So it's going to be a tough game for us as United fans to watch, but the players will have to take responsibility and accountability. Ten Hag will have to set up the team in a certain way that will mean we nullify whatever Brentford wants to throw at us. And if we need to adapt in the game, we will have to see if Ten Hag will definitely pull out tactics that can adapt to what Thomas Frank wants to do, because Thomas Frank is very, very good at changing formations and tweaking his team as the games go along, in order to play different ways against different opposition. So for me, in terms of a starting 11, I think Ten Hag will be going with this team. Onana, obviously, in goal is the easiest decision that he can make in terms of the team sheet. Now, there was reports about Mazraoui having a minor heart surgery, and that could have maybe set him out for a couple of weeks. But Ten Hag in the press conference, and there were images of him being back in training, Ten Hag said that he is ready and available for selection for this game. So I think Ten Hag will start him at right back again. We still don't have an out-and-out left back. Shaw and Malacia are on their way back. I don't know when Shaw is going to be back. Malacia was said to be back before the end of this month, or after the next international break. Malacia will be ready to return to playing, and he is already training with the first team. So that is a positive step in that regard. But I think Delo will play left back as we have been doing. And I think Ten Hag will bring Martinez and De Ligt back for this game, as that is the strongest centre-back partnership. Maguire is injured and out for a couple of weeks, Likewise, Mainu as well with a hamstring injury. So he will probably play De Ligt and Martinez. He could go De Ligt and Johnny Evans, who was man of the match against Aston Villa. That is an option as well. But I think he will revert back to that same back five that he assumes and has been playing well together up until that game against FC Porto, which was a bit of a confusion, but there were a lot of decisions in that game that didn't work. Brentford is a different team. We are playing at home. We are expected to have more of the ball. So I think that will be the back five that he will play. In midfield, Eriksen by far has been our best midfielder in terms of the numbers that he's put up. So I think he does start this game. And of course, I would like to see Ugarte play. Now, for Uruguay, he did come off in the 82nd minute, according to the reports, with an injury. But I think it was precaution. I think that he should be starting this game, and I think he'll be ready to start this game. And of course, Bruno in the 10. However, I would prefer Eriksen as the more advanced midfielder, simply because of him not having the legs to cover the ground that there is in midfield. And Bruno can fill those gaps alongside Ugarte with the energy and the work ethic that he has. And Eriksen can exploit and find the spaces that is left behind by Brentford. And of course, use his passing ability the way we know he can. And up front, I would go with Xerxes. Rashford on the left, Ahmad on the right-hand side should be the first option on the right-hand side. I know Garnacho can play there, but Ahmad is a much, much better right winger and is a natural right winger and should, by right, play on the right wing, in my opinion, with what he creates, how good he is on the ball, the positions he takes up, and how he looks to try and always create for his teammates and his striker, rather than going for goal himself, like a Garnacho and a Marcus Rashford. And with me choosing Xerxes up front, in my opinion, having Højlund up front in this game, he's going to want to be physical. And Pinnock at the back, along with his defensive partner, they are going to be very aggressive. And if they have someone like Højlund playing there, yes, who can run in behind because of his pace, they will and want to expect a physical game and a physical battle with him. And at times, Højlund loses out these physical battles and doesn't really hold up the ball as well enough. So in my opinion, go with a Xerxes, who will play more like a false 9, as he says, a 9.5, which will mean one of the centre backs will either drop with him into midfield when he's trying to collect the ball, thus opening a space for a Bruno to run in behind, for Rashford to use the space in behind, and of course Ahmad as well. Delo and Mazraoui can also, bring bodies into midfield, but also allow to have space in behind when Xerxes drops to help with the link-up play. But that is just my opinion. You need to remember that this is the team that I think Ten Hag should go with. Ten Hag, of course, might go with Højlund. He might go with Casemiro in midfield. If Ugarte isn't ready to start, he could go with Evans at centre-back alongside De Ligt, or even Martinez, depending on what he feels. He might play Martinez left-back if Mazraoui, in his mind, is not fit enough to start, even though he's available for selection. So There can be changes to the team, but this is the team that I think Ten Hag should go with. And like I said earlier on in the video, it is a massive game. Pressure is on Ten Hag and the players to perform. We can't just draw. We need a win, not just for morale's sake, but also for us to start getting consistent wins and good performances under our belt and going on a run which can show progression. Because if we don't get that before the next international break, certainly questions will be asked of Ten Hag yet again if he is the man to take Manchester United forward. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like. I hope you guys enjoy the game. Thank you for joining me in today's video. Thank you for sticking out with the channel, not unsubscribing or leaving an understanding. Like I said, I have an injury. I'm doing, quite well considering the pain that it was and, when the incident actually happened. But nevertheless, I am here. We're moving forward. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the game. Hopefully we win at Old Trafford and we beat Brentford. And of course, we move forward. Till we see each other again soon, Red Devils. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.